So I thought I'd try something new tonight. Something new with some poetry that I've written during the week. I tried it out on my dog at home, and I say my dog, even though my housemates are in the audience who would say otherwise. And she laughed. So it must be funny. So here goes. It's called The Purple Door. The purple door. The long-haired claw. The fish that tasted just so raw. If only hot socks were the law. That would be the final straw. Like a washing machine in the middle of a price war, singing, "Please sir, can I have some more?" Exactly. But it's been a pretty busy week in my family. My sister just had a baby. Thank you. It's pretty special, I know. It's our first baby together. Saw a headline in the paper a while back which read, "Suicidal twin kills sister by mistake." Think about it. A few latecomers there. First time I got interested in front of a woman, she started screaming. I said, "Oh yeah, it's a bit of a rock." Next thing you know, kicked off the fucking bus. You look at me up on stage here tonight and think to yourself, I bet he's allergic to strawberries. I bet he likes long walks along the beach. I bet he's a real sexual beast in the bedroom. I see a few of you thinking that. Well, have you know, I'm not allergic to strawberries. Tried to get blood the other day, but I wouldn't take it. All because I wouldn't tell them where I got it from, hey? Saw another headline in the paper a while back which read, "Panda mating fails, vet takes over." Lucky vet.
Is that with Gareth?
No. Is Gareth as well? You have to introduce me. So racism's everywhere these days, even the old piano. Even the old piano. 81 keys, 30, as I forget my maths, 30, 41 white, 37 black. Close enough. And all the white ones, they're all separated with the black ones, aren't they? Try again. All the white ones are together, and all the black ones are separated by the white ones. I'll get there. The only game it's not racist. Sorry, try again. I'm having fun with this. 8 ball. There we go. 8 ball. Even that game's racist. The idea of the game is for the white ball to drive the black ball off the table. When the black ball goes down, the game's over. When the white ball goes down, it comes back again and again and again. How the game to stop racist TV bowling? Well, the idea of the game is for the black ball to take out 10 whiteys. And to top it all off, they're all rednecks as well. Thanks very much. Hang on, lady. 30 seconds. There's a lady coming through. It's the baby. Lady, baby. Give her a round of applause. Come on, clap. When are you due, bro? When are you... Good. Well done, Neil. Like most guys are like, oh, this guy, I think he's fucking stealing the equipment for a second. I was like, what the fuck's he doing? Oh, wait, buddy. You good? Yeah. It's alright. I think it sounds fine. You can stay over there. Sit down. You'll be right. Give him a round of applause for the sound guy. He normally does bands, and obviously it's different. We just talk shit here, and it's all good. You can hear it all good. You're alright. You're okay. I don't think she's coming back, mate. I think you're fine. Is it your parents looking after the kid? That's why she's fucked off. She doesn't like them, and she wants to make sure they're alright. She doesn't. Oh, okay. Do you want to talk about this a bit more? Some kind of over-adept kind of, are you alright? Are you okay? Blink twice if you fuck. Anyway. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm fucking excited about this next act. You just coughed. You fuck COVID. Where are we? Shit. Right. Sniper. Yeah. Just hitting with a fucking chop. That guy's. Sorry, you're just chewing on a chop, right? Fucking so, just flinging at that guy, mate. Don't do it. I've worked with her fucking heaps of times. She's amazing. She's been Melbourne Comedy Festival and a whole bunch of stuff. Are you guys ready for Steph Broadbridge? Let's give it up for Steph Broadbridge!
Oh my goodness. What a beautiful intro. Thank you. Hello everybody. And we've just had Easter. So big happy Easter everyone. Back at work. That sucks. Now guys, I hope you did take the time during Easter to remember why we celebrate, and that's because Jesus died for 3 days and then came back to life. Okay, and if he just stayed dead for 2 more days, we could have had the whole week off. Typical man arriving too early. You guys are cool. It's good to be here on this side of the bridge. I'm only around here as well. Very exciting to have comedy on this side. We do have a sense of humour. I don't care what they're all saying about it. Yeah, but I'm at pubs every night doing comedy, right? Which is great, but it means that I have a diet that's exclusively vodka and hot chips. I'm like a slutty little seagull. Forget about me. Playing it safe though, guys. Getting Ubers, absolutely. Don't worry. Now here's something that the guys in the room won't know about Ubers. But sometimes when you're a woman and you get in an Uber, the Uber driver will ask you if you have a boyfriend. Right? Has that happened to you before? Yes? Oh, thank God. Otherwise it just seems like I'm bragging. So look, I don't have a boyfriend. I don't mind you guys knowing I don't have a boyfriend. I'm not ashamed of it. Alright, but you guys don't have my home address saved in your GPS. So, yes I do. He's 6'4", jealous, and pretty racist actually. Safety first, PC second, that's what Mum always told me. Alright, we've got some food shit happening over here, that's fine, that's not distracting, this is my moment, but whatever. Yeah, look, the MC Steve, he was talking about Netflix. Obviously last year we all did a bunch of Netflix watching, right? I got absolutely obsessed with crime documentaries. Is anybody else into those? Yes, it's always the ladies, right? They know their target market, those shows. It's us. It is, right? Because when it's a male murderer, it's evil man murders woman in cold blood. But when it's a female murderer, it's evil man pushes mother of 2 over the edge. It's still his fault. I fucking love him. Yeah, I'm obsessed with serial killers, right? Like I'm not crazy, just the ones I can fix. But it's not my fault because they always have the hottest guys playing the murderers in those reenactments. So I'm watching this guy stabbing his wife and I'm like, well there's a guy that goes after what he wants. Cleans up after himself. Recently single. This joke gets darker, guys. Strap in. Because I discovered the real reason I love these crime shows so much. I'm not going to put this on you, don't worry. But I've realised it's because I secretly wish that a guy loved me enough to try to murder me. Right? Because it's always an obsessed lover whose obsession drives him over the edge. I'm like, all my exes moved on. I'm one of those creepy collages they have up on the wall with all your faces on it. You know, where's my collage? I'm worth it. That's all that thing is, right? It's just a collage. Like, if you throw some glitter on that, it's a very thoughtful 21st present. Happy birthday, Stacey. Here's 43 pictures of you sleeping. Yeah, I love crime shows, love all the TV. The only thing I don't like is these ads. Ads suck. There's this ad I hate more than any other ad. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's an ad for Libra, right? And it goes, even on your period, you can go to the gym and work really hard. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, Libra. Right? It's true, but men didn't know that, right? We made a pact. Ladies, we agreed to keep our bleeding times vague and terrifying so that we could get a day off work whenever we wanted. Now I tell my boss it's that time of month, he thinks I'm off jet skiing in white pants. You're a fucking snitch, flavour. Now, I brought my ukulele along. I'd like to do a little song for you. Yes, thank you. Now, do we have any Jimmy Barnes fans in tonight? Yes! Oh, look. Now, I love Jimmy Barnes. The only thing I don't like about him is he writes all these songs for underdogs. And I grew up in Mossman, so I don't relate to that. So what I've done is I've just recreated one of his classics, so it's more for people like me. I hope you enjoy it. My daddy works hard to make a living, so he can cover all my rent. I have an arts degree from Sydney Uni and a sense of entitlement. I'm a middle class girl. Oh, this is really hard. I don't want to finish it. I'm going to there. You guys are absolutely amazing. You let us enjoy.
Hey, we have 2 more acts before we have a short little break. She's back! Fuck yeah! You did it! Ring to see if his parents were okay. You don't trust them, do you? Anyway, no! She's like, fuck. It's okay. 2 more acts. Ladies and gentlemen, would you give it up for our second last act? Give it up for Alexander Richards!
Thank you very much. Keep it going for your host. Thank you. Look, I've been reminiscing lately, looking back, thinking, longing for a time when I didn't do that. Because memory is bullshit, okay? I'm saying to my brain, what did my grandmother's voice sound like? And my brain's like, well, we don't have that, but we do have every plot point to the live-action 2003 Scooby-Doo movie. It's not exactly the same, okay? Like, I took French classes for 13 years, from the ages of 3 to 16. Yeah. But you'll notice how in that sentence, I didn't say, I speak French. I don't speak French. Teaching me French was like interrogating a POW. You'll talk. But I held out. I held out. No, but I've been looking back, thinking about my gap year, right? I took a gap year when I was 18, did it? Yeah. Anyone get a text? Did anyone else take a gap year here? No. Yeah? Someone point. There was a point. No? What country? What country did you go to? Canada. Canada. Prepared something. Canada. Yeah. Okay. What a shithole. No, don't worry. They're all blank. I was going to say they all say shithole, but it's not that hard to remember. I didn't have to write them down. No, I went to Southeast Asia, and it made me realize I don't ever want to travel with Australians again. Because we're like the hipsters of travel, right? It's kind of like normal people, a tourist, they stay in hotels, they see some sights. Here's a photo of the Eiffel Tower. Oh, beautiful. Australians, they're like, mate, I'm a traveller, I'm an adventurer, I'm a pioneer. I stay with local families in homestays. Here's a photo of some lady's grandfather. I think he's sleeping. Anyway, when I was 18, I went to Vietnam and I stayed in a local homestay because I'm a traveller, actually. And I was meant to stay with this woman, Lynn, and I went to her house, right? And she wasn't there. Instead, it was just her father angrily pacing. in the garage, right? He's just angrily pacing. And without even looking at me, he like palms me in and like just sort of gets me to sit down. And he's sitting there pacing. And he reveals this sort of like 1950s school, like one of these like pointers, you know, that they used to use to point out stuff. And I'm like, okay, what's happening? And then he stops. There's a picture on the wall, like, right? And it's of Che Guevara. I recognize him from the t-shirts, you know, immediately. And he points at it and he looks at me and I realize this is a test. Okay, so he looks at me expecting and I say, Che Guevara. You know, it goes back to pacing, angrily pacing, right? Then stops again. Ho Chi Minh, easy, from the money. Got it, and this time I'm cocky, I'm like, Ho Chi Minh. He nods, but it makes him more angry somehow. Goes back to pacing. Final photo. Fuck, no idea. All right, it's this black and white photo of this 20-year-old shirtless Vietnamese guy covered in what I assume is blood, holding a machine gun. So I'm like, I don't know. And he looks at me and he says the only words he'll say in English to me. Me. You know, which is good, because when I went to Vietnam, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to learn a bit of the language, cooking classes, get killed by a Vietnamese warlord. The triple threat, really. And so after that, he immediately just does the let's go drink something. And just jets, he just leaves, right? And this is the thing, I just got off a flight. I'm in a country I have no idea about, and the last thing I want to do is go get drunk with a stranger. But when you're a newly enlisted soldier in the Viet Cong, and your commanding officer says to go get drunk, you go get drunk. So we're at the bar. I say bar, it was really 6 eskies by the side of a road. And there were 19 Vietnamese men, none of whom could speak English. And I was there playing a game I like to call drink the drink and don't make eye contact with anybody. And then one of his friends, Mr. Pham, my friend, one of his friends comes up and he's a university professor, right? And he says, hey, you're Alex. I've heard a lot about you. You're from Australia, right? I'm like, yeah, good. Okay, finally someone I could talk to, yeah. I'm Alex. And he's like, you're a rich, bad man. I'm like, what? It's like, this is Vietnam, you know? We resisted the French colonization, okay? There were guillotines in the streets, and when we asked the West for help, you just bombed us, right? I'm Vietnamese. How do you think it feels when some Westerner comes here flashing their money about, you know? And I said, I'm Australian, and I'm on my gap year. Which actually didn't diffuse the situation as much as I thought it would. In fact, it made things worse. Me and Mr. Pham went back to the house, and we continued to drink. He put on the soccer. Look, I'm not a huge fan of sport, but I've seen a few episodes, so I was able to keep up. But he loved it. He was like, oh, look at that, that's incredible. How do they even do that? You know? And after about 20, 30 minutes of watching it, he got bored and started just displaying his shirt, just like, and I was like, oh, cool, yeah. And then, just tugging at my shirt. So we swapped shirts. I don't know, it was probably a cultural thing. It's a really authentic traveler experience. You should all try it. And I know it was because Lynn came home at that moment. She popped in her head. She saw a stranger who was going to stay in her house, drunk, wearing her father's shirt, and just gave me this look of, oh yes, of course, an authentic traveler, great. No, great, you're pretty much Vietnamese, I'm gonna go to bed. And then Mr. Pham got up, went to the closet, pulled out a DVD, and we started watching hardcore Japanese porn. And he was reacting this, he was like, oh my God, look at that, how did they even do that? And there's a moment where you're sitting there, wearing the shirt as a Viet Cong war hero, watching hardcore porn, that you think to yourself, I no longer want to be having an authentic experience. But the thing is, I was also experiencing a myriad of emotions, right? So, obviously it's very funny, and I was laughing, but it was confusing, and also, unfortunately, arousing. I'm 18, it's pornography. Look, I'm not blue, or I was not a blue comic, it was like, I had an erection. It was natural, it's natural. Even it's natural, even a baby in the womb can get an erection, right? Provided they have the right penile tissue and a hot mum. So I was sitting there aroused, and as some of us might know, when you have an erection you don't necessarily want, you might think of something tragic or sad, the loss of a family member, you know, a national tragedy, famine, war. And so I thought of Vietnam and what we did there. You know, they resisted the violent French colonization. There were guillotines in the street. And when they asked the West for help, we just bombed them. So I stood up, flaccid, and I took off his shirt and I handed it to him as if to say, I'm sorry for what my people did. And he nodded and stood up, flaccid, and handed me back my shirt as if to say, you're a rich, bad man. You know, and I went to bed, and then the next day I booked a hotel and saw some sights. I'm fucking never traveling again. Right? And for ages I thought that was just a kooky story. I didn't really think about it, but since I've been reflecting, right, I've been thinking about that. Like, what? It couldn't just be a coincidence. Like, why did he pick me? Right? Why did he pick me to do the test? Why did he pick me to swap shirts with? Why show me the porn? And I realized, you know, I think I reminded him of him. You know, he is a brave Viet Cong revolutionary. You know, and in many ways, you know, I'm brave. I fought my own battles, you know. I resisted the French for 13 years. Au revoir, motherfuckers.
Thank you, I made it. Fuck, this lady darted out in the middle of it, and then he came out and was like the fucking North Connects. No one's been in that though, have they? I fucking love the North Connects. I'm sorry to admit it. Is it fucked or is it? It's hot. I come up with a bumper sticker. I'd have sex with the North Connects. Because I would fuck that tunnel. There's disco lights. If it only didn't cost $9,500 to go in. But, hey, one more act. Have you got it in you, ladies and gentlemen, before we have a quick break and go to the toilet, do drugs, whatever you need to do. Check on your kids, check on your mother-in-laws, father-in-laws, whoever the fuck you need to. Have you got one more act in you? Yes. This guy's a fucking legend. I've worked with him many, many years. He's a headliner all around the country. Would you give it up for the very funny Jonas Holt? Yeah!
Right, thank you very, very much. Thank you, everybody, for coming out here tonight. I've having a very, very good time. I've just driven up from been filming TV shows this afternoon. It's a new cooking show we're filming down at Campbelltown. It's called Glass the Chef. And, so it starts in the kitchen, and then we film the finale out in the car park, and everyone gets a prize. So everybody's a winner. We're filming down there. It's Macquarie Fields. It's like the middle of there's Macquarie Fields and there's Macquarie Links. Very different. Macquarie Links has the golf course, and Macquarie Fields is also full of holes, and we get very, very busy down there. And COVID's been very difficult for us to film. Of course, because socially distancing. Mostly their teeth were socially distancing, but it was very expensive, as Steve said, for me to drive up and use the M5, the M7, the M6, the M1, the M8. Fucking give me an M16. Sure, yeah, I'll fucking do it. And anyway, just end it now. But yeah, so happy to be up here now through the Lane Cove Tunnel here. You're winning the arms folded contest for tonight. And the best fucking pyjama shirt, judging by the length of tonight's show. It's a fucking sleepover. We got room on the roof. Why not? It's a street market. We'll stay there. Very, very good. So the dwarves are coming out later on as well. That's made to measure for the dwarf show coming out. Sorry if there's any little people in tonight. You can tweet me later about it if you need to. Anyway, so like I said, I'm just happy to be working again. I lost my job a couple of years ago, not because of COVID or anything like that. No, I was a Tony Abbott impersonator. That was my job, really. Yeah, thanks very much. Finally won over the Liberals. No, sorry, young Liberals. No, but yeah, that was my job, was just to turn up to events and shit, walk up the stages and just go, and then eat an onion and fucking go home. That was it. It was a whole job, but those days are over now. We bounced him, Malcolm Turnbull bounced him. I think that was the problem. Abbott was just too inarticulate in the end. I think he just needed to be voiced by somebody. I thought he already looks like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, right? Why not just have that guy who voiced Gollum in Lord of the Rings voice Tony Abbott? We could have had a Prime Minister that would come out and say, "We're going to stop the bounces. Stupid fat bounces." Would have been good, you know? Everyone would have voted for him, but it didn't happen. You know, he always used to say, look, we did what we could to stop and keep you safe from the students, the unionists, the feminists, the disabled, the women, the pensioners, and my sister. But didn't happen in the end. But yeah, so he was busy going, then he got bounced, and then we had Malcolm, and Malcolm was a man who announced everything like it was a speech. I remember, but he's rich, right? So he doesn't have to go and get a job like the rest of us right here. Just take him through there, very, very nice, yeah, in through there. Yeah, and so yeah, he was busy, you know, and he's gone now. And then, who's our current Prime Minister? I can't fucking keep up with them all. Yeah, ScoMo, very, very good. And ScoMo is a bit like a dad or something like that. ScoMo is a bit like everybody's dad. Kids, get off to bed now, please, otherwise I'm going to send in Peter Dutton to tell you a bedtime story. Peter Dutton walks in. Once upon a time, there was a young boy living on an island who very much wanted to come to Australia, and I said no. Good night. That's it. He's gone. Well, yeah. I did Dutton because he's the next Prime Minister. I just wanted to get ahead of the game, but you've got to write fast in this game. But anyway, yeah, so that's what I do. Lots of work and everything there. Kids parties, I just did one recently, just this afternoon actually. If anybody wants to hire me for kids parties, just email me directly at milfhunter@kidsparties.com. Don't go through the office, too much paperwork. But that's my life, really. You know, after COVID, I had to get a job at a supermarket. I didn't even apply, right? I was just going really fast in the self-serve checkout, like a bleep, 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 bleep. And the manager tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Oh, you want to start on Monday?" It's easy, just things work like that. You know, sometimes the universe just works in nice ways, you know. And anyway, so sport's been on TV a little bit. Any Rabbitohs fans in tonight? No, very good. Probably no Manly fans either after the first 3 rounds, but yeah, I love all those different characters. I was talking about Abbott stopping the boats and everything like that. I thought if he really wanted to stop the boats, he should have deployed a whole lot of Australia's most notorious celebrities and sports stars all around Australia's borders. We could have had like I don't know, Anthony Mundine standing out on Ashmore Reef just going, yeah, that's it, biatch. I don't care the person, the fighter. You know, I'm a beat Danny Green, I beat Danny Gill, and next I'm going to fight Danny Minogue. That's it. Boom, bam, lights out, game over, shut the gate, baby. Because I'm going to take the crown by the time I finish my career. I'm going to have a new belt for every week of the day. Peace, biatch. It's, it'll work, but it'll freak everybody out. Have we got any Kiwis in tonight? No, it's okay. No, everyone's. No, it's okay. I saw Sonny Bill Williams at an event one night, and I said, "Do you like living in Australia?" And he said, "Yeah, I don't like all the possums keep me up at night time and all the noise they make. All that noise, you know, scares me, scares the kids." And I said, "Oh yeah." So it's just how it is in Australia. And he said, "Oh, you're beckoning. Possums are considered to be pests." And I said, "Really?" Because here in Australia, Kiwis are considered to be pests. Right? And then it ran away really fast because I didn't want him to fuck me in the toilet cubicles after the event. But some people remember those things. But yeah, so there's lots of different ones in the Rabbitohs. They've got, who's the name of the coach of the South Sydney Rabbitohs right now? Yep. Very good. 1 point to your team. Yeah, Wayne Bennett. Wayne Bennett, I don't know if you know. He sits like you, as a matter of fact. And he cheated on his wife a few years ago. Can you imagine being on a Tinder date with Wayne Bennett?
First thing you're going to do, you know, you get these blokes off the drugs, off the grog, off the women, and anyway, listen to me going on all right. You want to come back to my place? I don't want to make the conversion. I just want to go in for the try.
Handsome guy. But anyway, so that's probably, that completes the sports section of tonight's show. A lot of people are going, does he do tennis stuff? Lawn bowls? No, I don't know any lawn bowl stars. But anyway, so I know all these suburbs quite well. We should find out, whereabouts are you from? Tomorrow you'll be at the fucking chiropractor, but can I get you something, like a new fucking skeleton? Let's see, whereabouts are you from tonight? St Ives, okay. It's a lovely part of town, isn't it? Quite well, yeah. If you're interested in a kids' party, my number's 93235 9230325. It's okay. It's alright. You can't believe it at all, but okay. Very good. Whereabouts are you from? The gym? No, sorry? Narembeen, yeah, okay, not too far away. Very, very good. And you are probably as well. Yeah, because you sit next to each other. So, fucking thinking. People right up in the back, whereabouts are you from? Okay, Willoughby. And everybody together on the count of three. Where are you from? 1, 2, 3.
Crow's Nest.
Oh, okay, thanks. Oh, fuck, what are we doing, an ad together? Crow's Nest, Harvey Norman, nothing to pay, no interest. You look like you could be working at the Good Guys. Okay, very good. So yeah, I know all the suburbs quite well. I never forget, I was driving around with this other comedian called Ostentatious, and we're in a bus, yeah, I know, everyone murmurs, and we're in a bus, and picked up my first passenger, and I said, "Want a ride?" He said, "Where are we going?" I said, "Willoughby going north, Sydney?" He said, "Yeah, odds are, mine. St Leonard's." He said, "D, why do you Asquith?" He said, "Well, Avalon, like, hard think about it." I said, "But you wouldn't worry, would you?" He said, "No." I said, "D, why would you want to go there?" He said, "Well, Burwood, Eastwood, Villawood." I said, "But they're all holes, worthy of an airport, maybe." He said, "Be fair, light up my cigarette." I said, "No, the winds are too strong. Besides, there's grey stains on your Palm Beach and your Manly Vale." So we drive into this shopping centre car park. I said, "Where do we park, Lee?" He said, "Does it matter whether we'll park here at all? I don't know." I said, "I'm thirsty. I'll kill Ara if I don't find a punch bowl." This bloke up the back says, "I've got some Newport Jackson." I said, "No thanks, I'll take the bull by its horns because I've never been able to pass this Galston." So he says, "Will Bonnie rig up a game of chess, Hill?" So he's got this great strategy where he says, "Move your King's Cross to where the Rook would be, Croft, and keep your Queen's Park next to the Castle Crag." thanks. But I found out later on he's the Newtown eccentric who chucks wood up if a rose lands on his putt knee. I have no idea what that means, but so that was that. I couldn't stand more of the Double Bay. My landlord won't return my bond. I reckon she's a cowwan. I got to Rockdale back to Birkenhead. Point is, a rolling Denistone gathers no moss, man. Not at Narrabeen or St. Ives. Thanks so much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night. Enjoy your Easter. Good night.
Jonas Holt, everybody! Legend! So good. Hey, we're going to have a short break. You can go to the loo, stretch your legs, do what you need to do.